cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds and sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. I am really glad you're here tonight at this live stream number 235. It's April 20th, 2026, and I missed you last week. I really did. So I am glad to be back, and I'm glad to see you here as well. Let me just start out by saying thank you for the early arrivals here at the live stream who make comments before the live stream begins, because I am usually editing or setting up only just moments before the live stream is published or gone live. And I see the comments coming in even before we get started. So I want to thank you for being here early. I see it looks like Bob Pers was our first comment this evening, and then followed by our friend Hunter, and then Kent from Hope Construction. Good to see you here as well. So thank you for popping on early. The reason for that, though, is that I have multiple live streams in this studio, and sometimes I pick the wrong one. It's a technical thing. But so I clicked on one about 5 minutes ago, and I was typing in the title, which is the live stream number, this title right here, live stream number 235. I edit that, typed it in, and just going through some things, and I look at the comments and thinking there are normally a few comments by this time, and I thought, why are there no comments here? Made me realize I was in the wrong live stream studio, so I had to click to a different one. Anyway, like I said, kind of technical, but I would have been sitting here talking to nobody if I would have activated that live stream, or I would have hit some kind of glitch. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Hey, if you are new to the channel or new to the live stream, what we do here on Monday evenings is we talk about the things that I talk about here on the channel: tractors, attachments, DIY projects, generally life in the country. So if you are new, first time live stream, please say hi in the live chat comments. We're streaming to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, so you could be watching from either one. Say hi in the comments so we can welcome you, because you'll find there are some really great people here too. And let me know how you found the live stream. Was it YouTube, or the channel basically? Was it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok? Because I'm on all four of those. And then, of course, we do this Monday evenings, almost every Monday, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's what we do. I don't have it scheduled yet, but I have a guest coming up. And happy to share that with you soon. But I've got a person who, another small business, starting a business on their own, kind of invented a product, taking it to market, getting it manufactured, and we're going to talk about that. I want to bring them on here, and what they're looking for from you is feedback about the product. So it's not just promoting a product or a company; it's genuine interest in your feedback as they develop this product for tractors. So that may be next week. We haven't quite set that up yet, but I'm gonna work on that. So again, that's one of the benefits of the live stream, is we get to chat kind of just off the cuff with folks. Tonight, as we're chatting, by the way, if you do have a question, post it in the comments like this with the word question followed by the question, and then I can see that, and there'll be other folks in the live chat who will answer your question. And then before we wrap up this evening, of course, we do the evening sticker giveaway. I feel like everybody should have won by now, but maybe not. Maybe there are still those who haven't won. Plus, there are new folks joining all the time. The channel continues to grow by 20, 30 subscribers on YouTube daily. About 600 per month are joining us, and I want to welcome you. If you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you as well. So as we wrap up tonight, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you'll have an opportunity to win these awesome vinyl stickers. And then, of course, if you would click that thumbs up, appreciate that as well. Let's see what's going on in the comment section tonight. Again, we said hi to some of the folks that are here. I see Tap That Sugar Shack. Good to see you. And some of the names I can't read because they're like code names. Not that I can't read it, but it's just like, what is that? Hard to see, though. Anyway, welcome Noel's Tractors, Firewood 57. Good evening to see you. Good evening to see you. Yes, indeed. Bob had snow yesterday. Isn't that crazy? We had a summer fake out last week here in South Jersey. It was like 85 degrees, maybe even a little hotter than that. And we were complaining. Isn't that sad? We just finished the worst winter that we've had in possibly the last 20 years. I mean, the coldest. And it was a rough winter. It snowed. The snow hung around for weeks. It was terrible. So here we get spring and then this early summer fake out, and we're all like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. But it was crazy because we literally ran the heat one day and ran the air conditioning the next day. And now we're getting this blast of cold air. There's a freeze warning tonight. So got to bring our plants in. And I got rid of the heaters that I had around the house because I started using space heaters toward the end of winter. And the reason I did that is because we have these solar panels, and we've been very conservative with our energy use, even with the solar panels, even more so with the solar panels. For whatever reason, I treat it kind of like a game to see how little electricity I can use. Thanks for letting me borrow your bottle, Ann. So, yeah, I've got the app on my phone showing me how much solar electric we produce, how many kilowatt hours. Then I've got the app from the electric company that I can see how much I've used in a day. So I kind of have this little game where I'm trying to always produce more than I'm using. And that has worked out pretty well. So we overproduced basically. All last summer we overproduced, which was great. And then this winter we still were, on good days, sunny days, we were still overproducing. So I had a credit. That's what happens when you have these solar panels, is you build up a kilowatt hour credit on your electric bill. And we had built up 4,000 kilowatt hours in credits. And we use about 1,000 a month. So come November, I was like, wait a minute. I've got all these kilowatt hour credits, and the electric company resets. If you don't know how it works, every year they reset your account. They zero it out. So you can't carry over these credits to the next year. It gets zeroed out, and they do pay us actual dollars for those credits, but they don't pay us the going rate. They don't pay us what we pay for electric. They pay us the wholesale rate. So, which is okay, but I thought, why not try to burn up those kilowatt hour credits before we get reset? And my oil, because we do use firewood primarily, but we do have an oil-fired boiler because we have some radiant floor heat in the mud room and in one of the other rooms where the wood stove doesn't reach anyway. So we burn oil and we burn firewood. Well, our oil was down to a quarter of a tank. And as you know, prices for heating oil and fuel continue to rise. I know that they go up and down. They're down a little bit this week. But the fact is, oil is expensive. And I thought, why not use up these kilowatt hour credits? So come November, I basically turned off the oil boiler, and I put a little space heater in the mud room. I put a space heater in the other room. I had, I don't know, a couple space heaters going, or I've got one of those oil-filled heaters. We put that in one of the other rooms, and I used those again in addition to the wood stove, so we were not burning any oil, and we were using up some of those kilowatt hour credits. Now I know next year if I build up the same credits, I'll probably start using those space heaters maybe in like October or so. But the point is, I don't know what was my point. The point is, going back to the day, going back to how warm it was. So it got so hot, I took all the space heaters, wrapped them up. I put, this is my organizational practice here. I get clear recycling 13-gallon garbage bags because they're clear. I take these 13-gallon bags and I use them as like a tarp. So I take the 13-gallon bag, I put it over the space heater, or I take it off the fan as we switch it out, because when I put the fans away, I use these 13-gallon clear recycling bags to cover things because it keeps the dust off, keeps them clean. So I took all the space heaters and I put them up in the barn until next fall, thinking we're done with those. Well, we weren't done with those. And here we are with sub-freezing temperatures. Not sub, yeah, they're talking about in the 20s tonight. I do have one space heater that we're running. We also have these mini splits up here, and they produce some heat, and they should be fine for this weather. The wood stove, we cleaned out all the firewood from the house. We weren't prepared to light the wood stove again. We could if we had to, but just funny how it went from cold to the upper 80s and now back down to freezing. One last stronghold for the cold weather. Thanks for listening to that rambling nonsense about the weather. Angry old man yelling about the weather. Hey, I'll look through some comments now. And thank you, William Murdaugh, for reminding folks to hit the like button. I do appreciate that. I do. Again, anybody new here tonight, if you're new, put it in the live chat and just say, hey, first time, first live stream. Appreciate it. Chris, enjoy your dinner. Chris, our moderator extraordinaire, one of them, is not with us tonight. At least I think he snuck in there to say hi, but out to dinner. So just dropping in to say hi. Good to see you. Yeah, Chris is a moderator. Ross is a moderator. We've got a few of them, some of the regulars. Here is a question for possibly some of the Mahindra owners out there. Dave from RCF Polar Express, where are you? Question: Mahindra Emax 25 with backhoe attachment. I recently added Pat's quick change on my 3-point. Do you think they will cause an issue putting on the backhoe, or will I need to remove them? That is definitely a question for a Mahindra owner. You know, a lot of tractors, you have to remove the 3-point hitch arms in order to put the backhoe attachment on. So it's pretty cool if you have a tractor that you don't have to remove those arms. So I would think, not knowing that tractor in particular, but I would think that you could spread those 3-point arms wide enough that you could leave the Pat's Easy Change on there. I hope you can, because the Pat's Easy Change is meant to be left in place. It's a great system, but it's not meant to be taken on and off. So I would even be tempted, if the Pat's Easy Change interferes with your backhoe attachment, I'd be tempted to remove the entire 3-point lift arm from the tractor end of things and leave the Pat's in place, because you can remove it up front. It should just have a pin you pull out. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend unbolting the Pat's Easy Change when you want to put the backhoe back on. But maybe somebody out there, Dave from RCF Polar Express, maybe somebody out there has an Emax with a backhoe and could answer your question on that. I don't know the answer to that. like I said, a lot of tractors, you have to remove those 3-point lift arms when you put the back on. I know that the Kubota, I borrowed nephew Phil's Kubota and with the backhoe, and he showed me how to do it, and he had to take the lift arms off. We even made a video about that, how to do that. So the Kubota, you have to remove the lift arms. So there we go. Eric from Eric's Hobbies and Farming, longtime lurker, recent subscriber, first time ever live stream. Glad to be here. Eric, we are glad that you are here. Thank you for coming out of the lurker closet and joining us. I appreciate it. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel as well. It really means a lot. Again, when you view these videos, my videos, it really means a lot. The live streams are not a big deal for the channel. They're for us. They're for you and me to connect on Monday evening. They don't do anything to grow the channel. They don't really pay ad revenue. I mean, in the playback there are some ads that play, but people don't necessarily watch the playback of these too much. Just the regulars who might have missed it. But live streams are not a big part of the channel. It's when you watch the produced content, long form videos. That's what helps a lot. So this is just personal time between me and you. And speaking of the long form content, what I mean by long form content is horizontal video, not vertical video, and longer than 5 minutes or so. If you have vertical video and it's 2-3 minutes, that's a short on YouTube, or it's a reel on Facebook or Instagram, or it's a video on TikTok. But my general content is widescreen, longer than that, and that's what I call long form. So watching that helps quite a bit. Question from Pee Wee Henson: why not go fully off the grid? I'll tell you why. Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is I don't know anything about it. Two is, what I do know about it, I think you have to buy expensive batteries that will carry you through the hours when you don't have sunlight. And third, I think they are extremely expensive. I don't know what it would take to set up a battery bank to power this house through the night, or through a cloudy day and then a night. I don't know. But I also don't see, I don't think it would be worth it for us, because right now we just finished 2 days ago was our 1-year anniversary for installing solar. We have done extremely well. I know some people don't do so well. They have a high electric bill still for a month or two in the wintertime, maybe $500 or so for a month. And that's no fun, but still, it's not terrible. So even at that, if you have a $500 bill or a $1,000 bill once a year, or it's not going to add up to what it would cost you to set up a full off-grid system. I don't know that we can even legally do that here in this state, if you're allowed to go 100% off grid. I don't know. But so our entire year, starting with last April, when we went live on the solar, we had zero expense for electric generation. Now, there is a monthly delivery charge, which is because we're tied to the grid. We're using the grid at night when we're not producing. So that makes sense. There's infrastructure that has to be paid for, and we're part of that. We're using that infrastructure to either send out our electricity that we're generating, or we're bringing electricity in when we use it on a cloudy day or during the evening. That delivery charge, I don't know why it changed, but it was like $7 a month. And then there was a time this winter we were paying $17 a month, and now I think it's back to $7 a month. But the point is, for the past year, we have not paid more than $17 in a month for an electric bill. And I hope that that wasn't just like a first year beginner's luck. I hope that we can continue to do that. When I look at the app now, we are generating more than we're using because we have these nice sunny days. So hopefully that builds up and we go through another winter like we did last year as far as having the excess generation. So point is, there's no reason to go off grid for us because it would cost more than the value of having it. As it is, it may feel great getting a $17 electric bill, but remember, we've got a system out there that is $40,000. So you've got to factor in the payoff of that system and calculating it based on our energy use, the cost of electric. We get the SRECs, which are solar renewable energy credits, for 15 years. It's going to take, I think, 8 years. I think is the break-even point for those solar panels. So it may feel like we're not paying an electric bill, but we are, because the system itself, has to pay for itself. So in 8 years is when we really will be able to say we have virtually no electric bill. So again, I think just to add to going off grid completely would just cost a lot. Plus, if we went off grid completely, I'm thinking this through now. Even if we could go off grid completely, we would not be pumping electric onto the grid. If I'm understanding correctly, we would not be pumping electric onto the grid, which means we would not be building any credits with the electric company. We would not be selling back our solar energy renewable credits, which are $85 per megawatt, not kilowatt. I don't know. Yeah, megawatt, I guess, because we generate like 1 or 2 a month. So I think we'd actually, I don't think it would work for us, but good thinking. In an ideal world, I'd love to be off the grid. It would just be fun to create your own energy. We can't create our own internet, but I'm happy with the system the way it is. All right, let me look through some comments here again. All right, I see Rock and Rattle Retreat is producing solar power for off-the-grid house build. That's cool. Whoa, Hunter is going to be 19 years old on May 4th. Well, let's remember that when May 4th comes around. Early happy birthday, Hunter. So, Eric's hobby farming feels old at 50. Well, I think the 50s are a good age. My favorite was my 40s, I have to say. I guess if I could live perpetually, it would be in the 40s. That's what I liked. Yeah, I am going to be tilling for the wildflowers soon. I've got to get that tilled up and get those in the ground soon. I'm glad we didn't jump on it when it was 80 degrees thinking that winter was here or summer was here. That is not a woodpecker. That is just a drinking bird. It's a glass novelty drinking bird. He dips his beak in the water and then he will go on perpetually as long as there's a little bit of water in that cup for him to dip his beak into. It's a scientific thing where his head has to be colder than his bottom, and the water keeps his head cooler and keeps him doing that. Detour 1787, first time here. Welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. Rock and rattle retreat. Cleaned out the wood stove and now have it burning again. See that? Isn't that craziness? Oh, thanks, Wade. Wade's answering the question. Just pull the lower link arms off if the PATS does cause an issue. Well, that's exactly what I said, Wade. We think so alike. I don't even need to be here. I could just let you be in the comments here. Yeah, you're right, Dave. Where is Dave from RCAF Polar Express? He's here all the time. We need Dave. He's the Emax guy, the Mahindra Emax guy. He's got the backhoe. He's got the Emax, probably the Emax 25. I don't know which one it is, but he's the guy. Hello there, John from Erie, PA. Good to have you here this evening. There you go. There's an answer from Danny. I don't normally have to remove the 3-point arms. Backhoe frame is mounted. 3-point arms are just lowered to the lowest point. Hopefully that'll work with you. Indeed. Yeah, Bob, your electric is not, gas and electric isn't over $300 a month usually. That's good. We had, before we installed the solar, our highest electric bill was $500, and that was 3 years ago. Basically, that first summer when we moved here, because we had all window unit air conditioners in the house. All we had like 2, but there was a big honking old window unit on the first floor, and I think that thing really sucked up the energy and the electric. So I think the good thing is that our estimated electric usage was based on that heavy usage. So since that time, we installed these mini split units, and I think they really are efficient. So the house stays cool. We still need more. I've got to install a few more. So even though we're creating a surplus of electricity for the most part, we're not done working on the house. We need to install some more mini splits at some point, and they're going to draw some more electricity. So we'll see. So that's cool, Larry. On Total Electric, got a credit back to the power company, and for the last year, our bill has been 0 for the last month. Very nice. That is fun. Do you have a delivery charge where you are? Because we can't get away from that, it seems. But here's kind of the cool thing too. That credit that we had, when they reset the clock, reset the anniversary date thing, I think we still had 3,000 kilowatt hours credit, and we got like $225 in credit for the from the electric company. So they applied that to our bill. So we have a credit of $225. Now, if we can truly keep our usage down, so we just have the delivery charge of 7 or 17, however that works, it'll draw from that $225. So we still really won't have an electric bill. I'm very happy with it. I have talked to other people, though, who have not been so fortunate, and I don't know what's going on there. Don't know for sure. BT, did you have a question? If you did, you have to repost it sometimes because they go by quickly. Hope Construction feeling 80 at 49. Come on, man. Come on. Wouldn't like to hear that. Yep. It does make you realize, I won't go down the rabbit hole of talking about age and aging because I don't feel that old, but little things happen, You just get a little more tired, you don't have quite the energy you had, but that's all right. So Oh, John has a $45 delivery charge. So does that mean if even if you have solar, you still have to pay the $45? It's like a connection fee, I guess. That stinks. We have a lot going on with electric in this area. It's probably all over the country, but we have seen a spike in electric bills. And people are claiming that a lot of it has to do with these data centers that are being built, AI data centers, that on the surface seem like a great fit for a community because it's, you would think, low impact development. That it's just a big building with computers in it, um, not manufacturing waste material, not a lot of traffic added to the highways. But what I've learned is that one, they consume a tremendous amount of electricity, and our electric plants are having a hard time keeping up, from what I hear. The other thing is that they use water for cooling, and I don't understand why, but I've heard also they can only use domestic water because I guess it's clean. I don't know why they don't have their own filtration system in place, but they need to use domestic water for cooling, which also affects our towns with water towers and things like that, or our aquifers. I don't know a whole lot about it, but people are not happy about these data centers and what they're doing with our electric and our water. So somebody had just mentioned the demo of the Mo Raider. That was my latest video. What'd you think about that? It's a remote controlled 21-inch wide mower. So it's basically like a push mower sized unit, but it's self-propelled, four-wheel drive, remote controlled. It's not autonomous. You don't just let it go in the yard. They have these LiDAR ones now that can map out and mow, which I think sounds really cool. This one is simply remote control, and I got it so that I can mow the hill, I can mow around the bees, I can mow under the solar panels. It works really well. It's a strong mower. I knew it would not be for everybody. It's a very specialty item. It's expensive. It's over $3,000 for one of those things. But I think if you need one, it's pretty neat. I loved using it around the bees, and the grass is just starting to grow here, so I'm going to use it quite a bit more. So if you're interested in something like that for mowing hills or hard to reach areas, check out the latest video. You can go to my YouTube channel and click on videos, and you'll see the latest video, the Mo Raider. I think it's called The Future of Mowing, or Mowing in the Future. And you can see the thing in action. It's really kind of neat, and it's surprisingly powerful. It really is. So here's a question from Matt. Matt's asking, would it be worth it trying to install the third function on my own, difficulty-wise, or better to take it to get it done? John Deere 3023E. I'm not familiar with that tractor as far as putting a third function kit on it. A lot of people do it. I think if you have average mechanical skill and confidence, I don't see why you couldn't do it. If it's a kit, it might be frustrating, so you have to be in a position where you're ready to be a little bit frustrated, maybe get a little dirty, get your knuckles skinned up a little bit. But I mean, it's totally up to your mechanical aptitude and your and how you feel about doing that. But I wouldn't shy away from it. I know that when I had the kit put on my Kubota, I had the dealer do it when I bought the tractor. I didn't know anything about it. Like, just do it. It was an extra $1,000 at the time. Now that was 6 years ago, so I don't know what it would cost now to have somebody do it. And then after the fact might be more as well. But maybe there are some folks out here with the 3032E who can help you with that, as far as telling you, yes, you can do it, or or not. So, yeah, a lot of people starting to rethink data centers. And again, I'm surprised because I would think that would be a good rateable for a community. It seems like a good clean rateable. But alas, we're wrong. Wrong about that. I don't know if there is such thing as a good clean rateable for a community. We often think, and I've been involved with local government, and we often think about if we could just get a business in this town that'll pay taxes but not send kids to school and not add to our landfill and not tear up our roads, it's kind of a pipe dream because there's always a cost involved. So it's hard. Then when you live in a rural community like this where you have the only rateable, which means taxpayers, are really the homeowners. There are really there's no industry. Um, there are some small businesses, farms, but it all falls on basically the residents and the taxpayers. But we have neighboring towns. We have neighboring towns with a hospital, with a manufacturing facility. Their taxes are not really lower than ours. So it's a as they say, it's a rateable chase that doesn't really exist. I mean, your lowest taxes on a community generally are the communities that have fewer people. The rural communities are cheaper because you don't have a lot of times a police department or as big of a road department or as big of a budget for road repairs and things like that. So that's why it's more expensive in the city because people cost money. So here's a question. I don't think this is worded properly, Detour. How does the Kubota 2620 compare to the 2601? I think you mean the LX 2620. It's not a B series. The LX 2620 is a larger frame tractor, a little bit larger. It's a nicer, more premium tractor. You can check out Gord Potter has one with a cab on it from GP Outdoors. His is a 2610, but that's the earlier model. Our friend Chris from the Watershed Overlook, he has an LX 2610 open station. I don't know what the difference is with the 2610 or 2620. I think it's just a newer model. Obviously, it must have some changes made to it. But check out those two channels for sure. I know they have the 2610s. Horsepower wise, it's the same. It's just a larger frame tractor, I think, with more premium features. I'd like it. I'd like a little bigger frame tractor for what I'm doing here, but it may offer a little bit more on the horsepower end, a little bit more on the PTO horsepower. And lift capacity. That's the other thing. It is higher. So check out, if you're looking at that, check out the specs. These are the 3 specs I would check out when looking at a tractor. 1 is the engine horsepower. 2 is the PTO horsepower. And 3 is the front end loader lift capacity. Those to me are the 3 most important things when buying a compact tractor. In fact, engine horsepower really, I think, is not that important. It's how that engine horsepower translates to the PTO horsepower. You're going to lose a few horsepower. Like my tractor's 25 horsepower. The PTO horsepower is 19. So I'm losing 6 horsepower. Hydrostatic tractors have more loss of horsepower by 1 or 2. So PTO horsepower to me is important if you're just doing loader work, if you're not and scraping rear attachments, things like that, then PTO horsepower may not matter to you too much. Lift capacity is always important if you're getting a front end loader. Why not lift as much as you possibly can? So that's my recommendation. Look at the specs on the the LX 2620. Okay, there is a 2620. I'm totally wrong there. If you're saying there is a B2620, it must be an older machine. I don't know. But there is an LX 2610 or 2620. It does have the quieter transmission. I've heard that. The earlier ones, I think they would whine a little bit more. But there is a B2620. I'm going to say that's either an older machine or it's a brand new machine that I'm not aware of. So I don't know. Regardless, whatever you're comparing with whatever tractor you want, compare engine horsepower, PTO horsepower, and front end loader lift capacity. Those, I think, are the things to compare. You can get into the fluff, like does it have armrests? Does it have cruise control? Does it have the front end loader joystick lever? Is it by your hip, or is it out in front and more awkward to use? The creature comforts, so to speak. So interesting about the 2620 though. I don't know anything about that one, the B2620. Detour is also asking what RPM you should run the mower deck at. I mean, with a compact tractor, generally attachments are designed to run at 540 RPM, which is the PTO RPM, not the engine RPM. 540 RPM at the PTO might be 15, 18, almost 2,000 RPMs of the engine. So there's usually a little tick mark or a little separate notification on the tach that says PTO RPM. Generally, they're designed to run at 540, which is, on my tractor, that's basically open throttle. So you don't want to make these little engines work harder than they have to. If you're running high RPMs, then you've got a lot of strength, a lot of a lot more power, and I think it's actually easier on it to run it. Run it like you stole it, as they say. That's what they say. So yeah, that's just some thoughts that I have for you about comparing the tractor. Let's do this. Let's give away some stickers. We have some new viewers tonight, so I will say that maybe you want to let them have a chance to win if you already won before. Yes, I know. Some of you don't like me to say that. But we're going to do the sticker giveaway now. The way this works, if you're new this evening, and if you're watching from YouTube or Facebook, those two platforms, YouTube or Facebook, you can enter in the live chat. I'm going to share a word or a phrase, and you're going to enter that word or phrase exactly the way you see it in the live chat, and then we will randomly draw when this music ends and see who the winner is. So, tonight's word in the live chat is #mower. Make sure you use the hashtag, no space, #mower. It can be uppercase or lowercase or a mixture thereof, but it can't be any spaces, and you need the #mower. So do that, and then we'll draw randomly. So see, they're all coming in here. Danny, I won already. That's funny. I can't even click on one. They're going by so fast. But just like that, #mower. All right. Mike, if you really want to enter, you need to get rid of the space next to the hashtag. You guys are funny. #mower. My goodness. Look at all these entries coming in. Everybody wants a sticker. Everybody likes to get a sticker, don't they? All right, let's get ready for this music to end here. Huh. There's some new features on this I'll try soon. Hashtag mower for your chance to win. Oh, I better get in place here. There we go. Congratulations, Brett Taylor, 1645. You are tonight's winner, sticker giveaway winner. Congratulations, Brett Taylor, 1645. Well, listen, Brett, in order to get these stickers delivered directly to your mailbox, I need something from you. I need you to send me an email, Brett Taylor, at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. I'll need your name and your postal mailing address, and that way I can place these into an envelope and therefore send them on their way through the United States postal system to get to your house. So shoot me an email at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. Let me know that you were the sticker winner this evening, and we'll get those to you. Congratulations, Brett Taylor. Congratulations indeed. So let's go back to some comments before we wrap up this evening. Any final questions from folks? There it is. You're welcome. Thank you for participating this evening. That's always a fun thing to do, isn't it? I do like that sticker giveaway tool. It's not a sticker giveaway tool. It's a giveaway tool, but I use it for stickers because that's what that's what I give away here. So, yeah. So coming up, I am going to get the wood chipper going. We've got a lot of green pine that fell in that terrible last winter storm we had. Anne's been dragging the pine over to the pile. It was all littered throughout the pine trees, so she bundled it up, hooked it up to the mule, and she drug it over to a pile. So we're going to get the wood chipper going and start chipping up that. I've got some more work to do with the brush mulcher, and I'm going to be going over to Sarah's farm again soon because she's got the horses over there now, and she's got a little pasture, a paddock, I believe is what the proper term is, that she wants to have an area separate from the field for the horses, and it's been left and overgrown, so she's been clearing that, and I'm going to go over there with the tractor and bush hog that down for her. We might put up some fence posts, so stick around for that. Still trying to talk her into starting a channel, but it's rough, when you have a full-time job and you're taking care of the farm, and it just adds a lot to it. So I get it that doing YouTube is not for everyone. I have a few people in my life that I'm like, you would do so well on YouTube. I just kind of see it. I see the life that they have. I see the content potential that they have. I see their personality, and I just think you would crush it on YouTube. But you have to be ready to do it, So BT's asking, is there a burn guideline? I believe you mean like, can we burn here? We can. I mean, we have. I don't really know what the guidelines are. Probably weather related. but I generally don't burn. I do like the wood chipper, um, because you can chip in place, which is nice. Like, you could drag everything to a burn pile and burn it off, which is great too. But a lot of times we do just chip in place. So we move the tractor to the limbs, chip them up. It's clean. It leaves nice wood chips. When you burn, you've got a big pile of ash that's left, and you burned out an area of the ground. So um, I I like a good fire too, but I do enjoy chipping things up. I really do enjoy that. So don't know about that. Uh, yeah, North Carolina has a statewide ban due to dryness. We had a very, I guess it was a pretty wet late winter, but it dries up pretty quickly for sure. So we're to that point where it's getting dry already. So anyway, I don't like burning a whole lot because we've got a forest around here, and you always have to worry about that, right? Got to be got to be responsible. Um, so Kent, question: have you thrown a track on your Baumolite mini skid steer yet? If so, how difficult was it to get back on? I've thrown the tracks on my Chinese mini skid steer twice now. I have not. I have not thrown a track. I believe that Brad from Piney Grove Homestead, he's got the same Baumolite mini skid. I believe he did throw a track at one time, and I think he has a video out there about it. Um, I did not. I have not. I mean, they're. I think they're self-adjusting, and I think that I don't want to insult your Chinese mini skid steer, but they're much cheaper for a reason. I think they're not as robust. They may save you a few bucks and do a good job, but that Baumolite is really really good. I've been so pleased with it, so very pleased with it. We're going to be using it. In fact, I just got. Speaking of fence posts and fence, I just got an auger for it, so I'm hoping to show some video of the auger in action. I dug a couple of test holes with it. It's just like the auger that goes on the three-point hitch of your tractor, only it's hydraulically driven. It's on the front of the Baumolite. The difference with that between a tractor-mounted one on the back is the three-point hitch on the tractor has no downward pressure. It's just the weight of the unit. Uh, But with the Baumolite skid steer mounted, you've got downward pressure. So if you do hit some stones or a root, you can push down a little bit more, put some downward pressure, and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Like I was impressed digging a hole like 3 feet deep in seconds. I don't even think it was a minute. Really, really neat. Doesn't spin very fast, but also doesn't need to as well. So hope to show you that pretty soon. What else do I have to show you soon? I have something pretty fun coming, but I can't talk about that yet. But yeah, that'll be fun. So make sure that you tune into the channel and subscribe and watch often. You know, even if you subscribe to a channel and you don't watch the videos, the algorithm will stop showing you their content. So just because you're subscribed, you could very well be missing notifications about new content. On the other hand, if you watch a certain channel, any channel, and you watch it often, it doesn't matter if you subscribed or not. If you watch it often, when you click on YouTube, YouTube will show you recent videos from that channel. The algorithm knows that you like that channel, and it will show you their content. So subscribing doesn't do a whole lot for you unless you're engaged and watching the channel. So I do appreciate the subscribers and the subscriptions, but watching is what really will help. If you feel like you're missing any videos of not just my channel, if you have favorite channels and you're like, gosh, I haven't seen anything from them for a long time, it may just because you drifted away and hadn't watched something for a while and the algorithm stopped showing it to you. Happens to me all the time. I'm like, I'm subscribed to this channel, but I haven't seen anything from them. I look them up, and then it starts showing me their videos again. So it's a weird thing, but I get it. I mean, with all the millions of hours of content out there, how is it going to show you much of anything unless it knows what you want to see? I don't know. It's pretty interesting though, for sure. So anyway, those are the things we have going on and getting ready to come up. So I want to thank you for being here tonight. I want to thank you for spending your Monday evening with me, starting our work week out together. Again, hopefully next week I'll have a guest on. We'll talk about this piece of equipment. And regardless, I do hope you join me next week. And until then, I hope you have a great week. I hope you stay healthy. And as always, thanks for watching. I said that completely out of order. Thanks for watching. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.